Hi there, lovely ladies. What do you think of my lovely flowers from my next door neighbour, Jo? And her name is Josephine, but she gets called Jo for short. And her son got married in this beautiful ceremony. So she brought me these flowers, and I just think they're so gorgeous. I wanted to share them with you. And Jo is one of these people who is quite boho. So the wedding was, sweet peas and lovely roses. Unfortunately, I've had them for over a week, so they're kind of wilting now. So I wanted to do this video. I wasn't even going to do a video today, and I've just done this. So what I thought was I would just share it with you and show you the journal. It's actually completed now, and I'm really pleased with it. So I just thought what I was going to wrap around the journal is I've just bought this string of beautiful shabby chic roses, and you could get pink or white or cream, and I chose the baby pink. If I want to gesso them and lighten them up a little bit in parts, well, that's what I'll do. But I'm thinking about adding these to the journal. Now, I'm really bad at doing Christmas lights. My husband does them. So I'll have to cut back to that when they're unravelled. But I thought they'd look lovely wrapped around the journal. A little bit like this. So you'd have that wrapped around the journal instead of cloth, or a piece of sari silk or string or ribbon. I thought that would look lovely wrapped around the journal, and then clearly, you wouldn't have to keep it there, would you? But you could always use it to put on something else. But I'm so pleased with the journal. I really do like it. I prefer this journal to any one that I've made. So I finished it today, and I thought I'd be too tired to do a video, but there wasn't really that much to do, so I'm very happy with it. I bought one of those gold pens because it goes with the cotton lace on the front of the journal, and the spine, it's all good quality stuff. The spine has got some lovely trim on it, and that just made that little side piece there to hold the rose gold pen, because it actually kind of goes really well with the spine of the book. And also there is a little spotted button there at the side, and underneath there is all the lace. And I love the way the pen's just fallen out there, because it does fit really well in there, and it stays there as long as you don't tip the book up like I just did. So I'm real pleased with this journal. I really, I'm happy with it. I made some paper the other day, and I've used food colouring. So I've used blue and I've used pink food colouring. I think it was a deep red actually, but I just didn't put as much in. And I've stamped it with fairies, and I have incorporated some of this in the book. And that is the vellum paper. By the way, thank you to everybody that commented. I did read them all on the vellum paper. I know what it is now. I know what I'm doing, thanks to you. It's good stuff. I love it. I'm hooked on it. And I read all your comments, and of course you'd know. That's why I did ask you. So that's a lovely piece there that I just cut round and then put onto the handmade. That was handmade felt, not by me, but by a friend. And she's an incredible felt maker, and it's all pure wool felt that's on. Now I've put a very deep pocket, which is really pretty. I'm sorry about the noise of the birds. I've got my windows open just a little bit, and I can't close my lounge room door because I haven't got one. We took them off to put the new carpet down, and I'm buying new doors. So if you don't like the birdies, I'm really sorry about they're a bit loud because it's mating season. So anyway, the pocket is very deep. It's made out of beautiful, an old quilted fabric that I've used, an old quilt, which I managed to get hold of. And I've made like a little booklet for in there. And, the pocket is lovely, and that lace is gorgeous. So it's the lace at the top of the pocket there is, it's a really good quality cotton. And in real life, the colour is lovely. I don't know what colour it is on your screen, but that lace is just beautiful. So I've made some pockets and filled them with some gardening stuff. and then I just cut that out, just cut round it and put the extra flower on, added a couple of buttons, covered buttons with, they're covered with lovely cotton fabric, and I've put loads of lace in because I don't want an all-paper journal. I really didn't want to do that. So I've added some cotton lace, and I've used Tilda fabric as well for this journal. I love the Tilda, and that's the vellum. Thanks ladies again. That's the vellum, and you can see right through that, which I'm real pleased about. And then there's a nice old doily there, and it's very vintage, very old, and a handmade flower there. And I'm so pleased with it. I think it's a very pretty summer journal for the garden. I just love gardening. I don't do anything like I used to because I'm not great anymore with my mobility, but my husband does all the gardening. We have a really nice garden, so I like to sit out when it's not so hot. Yeah, so I'm in a dream world now thinking about my garden. I made a deep pocket there, look, and there's like a pocket, a tuck, do you call it? A tuck pocket. And then here I've made another envelope, and it's full of garden stuff. It takes a long time to grow an old friend, so that's full of gardening stuff. And the front pocket there is made out of a mixed media. So you've got the two pockets there to choose from. And the front pocket is, is it fuzzy cut? I'm starting to learn all these expressions now. Cut those out of the Stamperia garden book. I'm sure loads of you know the garden book. I just love Stamperia. Or Stamperia, I'm not sure how to say that. But there's two pockets to choose from. And I think the second pocket is really cute, really pretty. So that's just a little window there. And then I've got to show you these flowers that I got hold of. These flowers are lilies, and they're handmade, and I just love them. And I bought quite a few of them actually. I'm just going to give you a close-up of those. How cute are those lilies? Aren't they just lovely? So I'm really pleased with those. So pleased with them. And I've incorporated them right through the book as well. So there's just lots of tuck spots with lovely gardening pieces in, like sage and rosemary and all the herbs. So I was going to tea dye that paper, but I didn't. I just put some covered buttons on. I'm going through this really quickly for you, not to bore you. And then there's the vellum again there. I used a couple of pieces of vellum. I did buy quite a few vellum pieces. And silly me, put it on with Mod Podge, put the iron on it, and it just completely crinkled. So that's why I kind of asked all of you lovely ladies for your advice. Tim Holtz on that page. So I put the Tim Holtz on there. And that's a pretty bird. That's a lovely paper, is that? And there's a bike. And this is the 19th century quilt, which I've put the lovely vellum paper on and sewed it on. So I think I'll just buy it for, the old-fashioned look of it, and the way you can see the quilt through it is great. Again, Tim Holtz. I've made that bird thing with the Tim Holtz, and I've incorporated lots and lots of, colours and lovely fabrics and lace in keeping with a garden journal. It's just a lady's journal, just to go outside and sit in the garden, have a lovely cup of coffee or tea, and just write down your thoughts. And that's all got vintage lace on it and flat back pearls. I got stuck there because I just finished the journal, and I've sewed some buttons on there, and put some cheesecloth down the middle that's been hand dyed that I did ages ago, and that's a nice piece of an old doily. And that's a gorgeous picture. I think that's really pretty. And there's plenty of tuck spots in this journal. And I actually like this better than any journal I've done since the fairy journal. I did a fairy journal when I first started doing journals, and I like this as much as the fairy journal. And I'm doing an adult's fairy journal after this one as well. I have thoroughly enjoyed making this journal, and it's been very relaxing and not hard to do. It was just a nice, easy flow for me. Now here is the paper that I've done. There you go, that's how big it was, but I cut it to size. I never measure anything. I just, got the scissors and cut it, and it went in there good, really perfectly. I eyeball everything. So, like when my hubby put the floor down in the kitchen, the wooden floor, I told him how many we'd need. It's a long story anyway, back to the journal. So basically, I eyeball everything, that's what I'm trying to say. That's just got a little covered green shabby chic button on. There's some more goodies in there, but there'll be more goodies in there. And I'm super pleased with it, and I'm glad I used the Tilda fabric. I really am. So Tilda fabric Stampira goodies, and lots of lovely lace. I don't like to use cheap lace when I'm doing journals, so I'm really pleased with it, and that's the result, the end bit. I'll probably need a tweak here and there, but I think it's turned out lovely. I'd like to know what you think about wrapping the roses around the journal. What's your opinion on that? Because I love to hear your opinions. I do. The roses aren't opened yet because I've just taken that out of its packet. So I might gesso it up a bit so it's a little bit more creamy. I don't know. I'd love to know what you think of the journal, and I hope you're all having a lovely day, and I hope it wasn't too boring for you. So I'll say goodbye for now, ladies. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, much love and God bless.